It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. To think that we'll be on Fox national TV the first 2 games of the year. You know, when I was in New Jersey the last couple of weeks, right? Like, people see me, they'll say, "Coach, Nebraska, day after Thanksgiving." These iconic TV memories for people all across the country. To think that now that people are going to turn on NBC, they're going to turn on CBS, they're going to turn on Fox and see us playing on national TV. They're going to see the environment that's at. And I think another thing is the presentation. The game presentation is going to be elite. Like, you watch a game on NBC, like, they're going to show Nebraska. One of the biggest things for us is, when you go outside the state, people don't really know what's in Lincoln. They don't know what's in Nebraska. They don't know what's at Memorial. I didn't know. I had to come out and see it. And so I know the teams that are at NBC, CBS, and Fox, they're going to present that in a way that helps us in recruiting at a high level.
We have living alumni everywhere, right? And I think it's really important. We have a ton of living alumni in the California, LA area. And when you start signing the TV deals that we're signing, I mean, that just makes the Big Ten brand bigger and bigger and bigger, and then creates the fan experience to be something absolutely amazing. And I think that's what this is all about, is creating the fan experience to be better and better. And I think the NFL's done a really good job of that. And I think when you start looking at the major colleges, conferences, the SEC and the Big Ten, they're doing the same thing.
Coach, with the new TV deal, what are your thoughts on it with the league, but also how it's going to affect your team?
I don't know how it affects our team. Like, there's some things that they didn't call me and ask me or tell me much about the deal, nor did they ask my opinion, nor will they probably continue to ask my opinion. So I don't spend a whole lot of time, diving into what it is. To be honest with you, if I thought it was something that really could affect and change the way we do things for our kids and within our program, then I probably would spend a little bit more time on it. Right now, I think that what it does for us building and things like that, obviously that's, important, but I kind of leave that into the hands of the AD and the presidents and the people that they're probably listening to their opinions.
How do you think with the new TV deal, how it's going to help your team and how it's going to help the league?
We'll see. I mean, it's a lot of resources, but that's really not my focus. We know that the league is competitive now. The Big Ten is in a really good position, and it's going to get even more competitive. And in recruiting, when we're talking to players, that does come up. And the best players want to play against the best competition. They want to get the best tape for the NFL, and they want to play on huge stages. And I don't know if you can get a bigger stage. When you really look at the numbers of viewership in the Big Ten, the real numbers, the actual numbers, you compare them to the SEC, I think you'd be surprised.
What stands out?
Yeah, I'm not fully sure I understand all the dynamics and working parts. It looks confusing as all get out, quite frankly, but I think it's a great thing. I think, one good thing about being in our league, there's a million good things about being in our league, but everything in our league's been first class during my however many years, 20 some and 9. And it just keeps getting better. We've had great leadership, and our TV deals, our bowl alignments, and they've been first class all the way through. So I think that's one of the fun things about being in this league. I was never good enough to even think about playing in this conference, so it's kind of cool at least now to experience it. And one good thing about coaching, you can stay a little longer than players do, but everything about it's good. And I think the TV contract, the new one, just kind of fits right in. All that being said, I think we all realize we're going to be playing at different hours, but that's not a major change anymore. The world's changed.
Well, I'm not really 100% sure what the new TV deal is, so I can't tell you that. I know that we're dealing with multiple TV partners, and I've heard all the things that it's going to be more money and all that, which is in this day and age critical, right? It costs money to run a big-time college football program, so the more of it, the better off we're going to be. Other than that, exposure is great, right? Recruiting, part of our job is, recruiting young men. You don't draft them at this level, you recruit them. So if there's more exposure, that's going to help recruiting.
Greg, how challenging is it?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't spend a whole lot of time on those things. I do recognize that we're fortunate to be in the Big Ten. There's 2 real conferences that I think are built in a way not only to be the most successful, but be able to sustain it long term. We're fortunate to be in one of those conferences. But besides that, really, all of my focus and energy is on what do I got to do for Penn State to put us in the best position to be successful and to represent Penn Staters everywhere the right way, both on and off the field.
I think we can agree that monetarily it's going to be huge, but also just exposure in recruiting. The West Coast markets is we recruit a lot on the West Coast. We recruit nationally, so certainly the monetary part is going to be great, but also the exposure in recruiting.
I have no idea. That's something I'm still learning.
The TV deal? That's really my I'm not in those conversations all that much. I just kind of get told what's happening. I'm not getting any of the money, or indirectly, I guess, maybe. But I think that the thing that's jumped out to me about Tony Petitti is just his experience and value that he brought prior to coming here should be a great asset for us moving forward, right? It's been fun for me to kind of see through the ages. I remember when the Big Ten Network first started, I remember Joe Pa getting into it with Delaney in a meeting, and they were going back and forth, and I'm just sitting there laughing, watching two men argue about, like, I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. But I do know the value that the Big Ten is they didn't sign long-term contracts, and apparently we're still being rewarded for that, and I give all the credit in the world to Jim Delaney for that.
Welcome and thanks to our media partners here today, BTN, Fox, CBS, and NBC, especially as we begin our new broadcast pattern this fall. I've also been asked a lot on the progress we've made in our long-form media rights agreements, and the answer is simply we've made significant progress towards their completion. We appreciate the spirit of collaboration from BTN, Fox, CBS, and NBC. I know that our partners will work with us to provide Big Ten student athletes with unmatched exposure. Last season, the Michigan-Ohio State game was the most watched regular season game by a margin of more than 4 million viewers. At the stadium, the Big Ten drew over 6.5 million fans to home games and featured the top 3 drawing teams in the nation. Early preseason polls have 5 Big Ten teams in the top 25, and the conference welcomes back 99 all-conference players. When I think about the season ahead and the future for Big Ten football, I believe the conference is positioned to continue its historic success. It starts with our incredible history and traditions, great players and coaches, and a passionate fan base across 12 states. With a population of more than 125 million people when UCLA and USC enter the conference in 2024. And with our new media partners, our reach will be unprecedented. We have done a great deal of scheduling work the past few months to ensure that we have strong matchups in every telecast window. And I think Thanksgiving weekend this season is a powerful example of that work. Iowa at Nebraska on CBS on Thanksgiving Friday at noon. Penn State at Michigan on Michigan State on NBC on Thanksgiving Friday in prime time. And then Ohio State at Michigan on Fox on Saturday at noon, followed by a 4 p.m. Big Ten matchup on Fox as well. Each of these games will receive significant promotion in NFL Thanksgiving games. The power of broadcast TV cannot be underestimated. Last season, 27 of the 30 most watched college football telecasts were on broadcast TV. This season, the Big Ten will have more football games on broadcast TV than any other conference, a projected 34. When the new deal is fully implemented in 2024, we are projecting 45 broadcast TV games each season. Big Ten fans will move seamlessly from Fox to CBS to NBC.